And here she is, our 12 coach class 700 Thameslink train that we will be looking at today. Hello everyone, welcome to East Croydon Station. Today we are taking a first look at Train Sim World, the London to Brighton route, my home route. This is the train line that I take all the time. Let's go take over this train down. We've got about 2.5 minutes until we are supposed to depart here. Hello, ma'am. I do not have permission to drive this service. Fantastic. Okay, we will wait for one moment. There we go. She's magically disappeared. Bedford to Brighton is the service we're taking over in our FLU train. Let's unlock the left-hand doors here so that people can get on and off. We're looking at two trains today. We are doing the stopping Thameslink service calling after Gatwick Airport all stations to Brighton, and then on the way back we will hop over to another train, the Gatwick Express, and express trainer back all the way to the terminus of this line, and that is London Victoria. Along the way, we're going to have a detailed look at the train stock that is on this line, as well as a few little additions, modifications, etc. that we've got to boost the realism, as well as this fantastic Class 700 train. All the history behind this very, very, very old line. There we go, get all the safety systems on. We will cover the safety systems of the train later on. Let's close the doors, and our main door here as well. Bingo, and we are pretty much ready to go. If I can close this up. Alright, doors are closed, lights are off. Let's get going. And off and away we go. Goodbye, East Croydon. If we cover East Croydon real quick as we are just pulling out of this station, let's go have a look at the front here. It's up to 60 miles an hour as we leave East Croydon. The bottleneck, really, of this network, that's the best way we can describe East Croydon Station. There's a ton of lines that come together. This particular train came through the tunnels of London on its way down from Bedford, and then from London Bridge out to East Croydon. On the way back, we will be taking the other route, which leads to London Victoria, and there is a bunch of various little random local routes as well. There we can see 60 miles an hour down there is the speed limit as we leave East Croydon. Got all of our safety systems switched on as per usual, so we'll get the dings as we pass underneath all the signals. And at East Croydon you can also change for the London tram service, as well as a variety of other different services in a variety of different destinations. We're going up to 90 miles an hour. Let's give it the full send as we head towards the Merstham tunnels shortly. Trains calling at all stations, like I said, all the way down to Brighton, the south coast. Very, very lovely. We're going to cover it all on the way. Now, if we cover the train, we are currently the Siemens Class 700 Thameslink service. This is an additional add-on for the Brighton map. It doesn't come as standard, but this is what drives there on the realistic route. There are some mods at play here to make sure that the timetable works. It's the real timetable. As always, we try to focus as much as possible on the realism. They come in two sizes that run here on the London to Brighton main line. 8 cars and 12 cars, aka the reduced length unit and the full length unit. We're in the full length today as we are coming down from Bedford. Usually this is a 12 car service. Massive, massive, massive train, especially in the rush hour times. It's so busy. Loads of trains. These run all the way up and down, up towards Bedford, up towards Cambridge as well. A couple of services terminating at London Bridge during peak times, but most going through the London tunnels. Something I would love to see in Train Sim World. That would be absolutely fantastic if we could do the whole line up to Bedford via London. That would be great. Just passing through a few of the local stations. We might cover them in a future video if you guys would so like, especially the service to Redhill, which is a Great Western Railway service, I do believe, which is connected up to Gatwick. And then Southern also has a service that runs from London to Victoria. So back to the Class 700 then. It's currently running on the third rail, as you can see down on the right hand side of the railway. We've got our third rail classic line. As you go up, I believe it's after City Thameslink station down through the tunnels. it changes and it becomes overhead wiring, and it goes to AC voltage. We're currently on DC voltage as well. All automatic through the tunnels. It's a completely automated system. Works very, very well indeed. 750 volts direct current currently powering ourselves down the Brighton main line. So the whole train is walkthrough. Once we get to Brighton, we'll probably have a quick look at that as we prepare it for the next service for our colleagues. We'll ease off the power here, coming up to 87 miles an hour, headed towards the Merstham tunnels. Alright, we start twisting and turning as we head towards the Merstham tunnels, which have quite a bit of a history. We've got 2 tunnels there as we cross over the stopping line there down below on our way towards the Merstham tunnel. Merstham tunnel and the Quarry tunnel run pretty much parallel here. A bit of history between both. The Merstham tunnel was first opening in 1841, which is insanely old, 180 years old nearly, on the 12th of July. Started construction in 1838. However, today we will be going through its neighbour, the Quarry tunnel, which actually originated because of some infighting amongst the various different railway lines, and here she comes. There is the Quarry tunnel we're going to, runs alongside, and we are a reasonably fast train today, at least for this section we are, and most fast trains run through here, whereas the stopping service runs through its brother to the other side of the Merstham tunnels. Passing through the stations of Redhill and Reigate here on the right, there we go. Speed is down to 80 miles an hour as we cross through here, shortly be coming back up to 90. And getting awfully close. It started raining, typical British weather here. Lovely little bit of a downpour as we cross through the North Downs. As we pass by our colleagues who are stopping at Horley Station, it's time for us to apply the brakes as well. As we are reaching this big, massive station. Opened in September 1891. We are approaching London Gatwick. Coming in on platform 7, running about a minute late on this very, very tightly scheduled service. We're going down to 60 miles an hour. That's the local speed limit there through the terminal. And then once we sort of hit 50, we will let it coast into place. Gatwick Airport station, a bit of an interesting history there. Gatwick Airport, of course, expanding massively over the years into the mega airport that it is now. To have a look at the tower simulator video that we've made. A bit of lightning coming up. I bet Gatwick does not like that. We'll just ease off the braking here as we're coming in to platform number 7. So Gatwick initially opened up as Gatwick Racecourse. That's what used to be here, the racecourse at Gatwick. Throughout the years, it expanded, became an airport. And the old tunnel is still there, called the Beehive. Very nice little building, tiny. And as that expanded, there was more use for a station. And then eventually in the 1950s, the station was redeveloped into the Gatwick station that we pretty much know and love today. We're a 12-car service. So we're going right the way to the end. Here we go. We'll bring it to a stop. And this is London Gatwick. Here for a couple of minutes as people get off. Train services throughout Gatwick are operated, of course, by Southern, Thameslink and the Gatwick Express, 2 of which we were looking at today. And then the Great Western Railway also has a service which runs through here and goes off towards Reading, I do believe. So in the past few years, the station has received a couple of upgrades to late 2010, early 2014. A couple of new facilities like this platform right here, platform number 7 that we are in. And then in 2018, it was actually named the least popular train station in the United Kingdom. As Gatwick grew, especially in the recent years, starting in November of 2020, there was massive upgrade works to the airport station here, including a new concourse overhead. We are pretty much ready to go, I do believe. Let's close the doors. There we go. AWS. Brilliant. We are on the way. Next stop is Three Bridges as an aircraft. Wow, comes in very low there indeed. Let's get a move on. slowly but surely. 5 miles an hour, we got the traction. Let's go up. Speed goes down to 70 here as we leave, well, up to 70 or 60 as we leave Gatwick, shortly going up to 90. We won't actually make it there because we do need to stop at Three Bridges Station, which will be the next stop. We are running about 2 to 3 minutes behind behind schedule here now on this very, very tightly scheduled service. As we approach Three Bridges railway station, a very important railway station actually on the London to Brighton line here, housing the main depot for the Sussex side of the rail route for our Class 700s that we are driving today. Not only that, it was the original point of the main electrification of this line, happened in the 1920s, 23 to be exact, by addition of third rail, which as we can see is still there. Third rail today housed the powerhouse for it here. Original station building opened in July of 1841 together with the London and Brighton Railway. It used to be quite a really nice station actually, Italianate style railway station designed by David Makata. These days a lot more modern. That original station demolished in the 1980s, 1985 to be exact, and now these days it's become a lot bigger, a lot more platforms, a lot more modern, especially as this is another bottleneck point for the service. So we continue straight on here shortly towards Brighton, Haywards Heath, Burgess Hill, Brighton, but also on this line we share right up to Wivelsfield. The services going towards Eastbourne. And then on the right-hand side will be the services that go down to Southampton, Crawley Town Centre, Horsham, and that whole side of the country as well. That all passes through Three Bridges Station, which will be our next. There we go. There is Three Bridges Station. We'll bring it right to the end. 12-car full-length unit as our colleagues there going up towards Cambridge get onto platform number 4. We are on platform number 5, the far side. There we go. We will open up the left-hand doors here at Three Bridges. 2 minutes behind schedule. We lock the doors. We're going to pass through here the rail depot at Three Bridges as we leave. Starting to clear out a little bit as we head further south. The weather seems to ease up a little bit. We'll bring it back up to 5 miles an hour. Get that little bit of traction before we give it the power. There it is. Let's keep going. Over there on the right-hand side, we can see the railway line that goes towards Crawley Town Centre, Horsham and Southampton Central as we keep going straight ahead. Not only is this a big railway depot, it's also a major signalling point. In the 2010s, Network Rail decided to put their signalling here as well. And the Thameslink project is housed here as well, which is what we are passing through right now. Of course, not many trains about. We can see about 3 of them over there on the right-hand side about to pop up. This is where, if you come in late at night, which I've had the wonderful occasion of passing through Three Bridges late at night on a few occasions as my computer is screaming at me, it is massively full. The amount of full length and reduced length units that they have parked up here is insane. We are on our way though. 90 miles an hour pops down to 60 a little bit later as we'll actually put the wiper back down to interval here, as it does look nice and clear a little bit further up ahead. Going to pass through a series of tunnels here shortly, and then the next station will be Bolcombe. Around the bend we go. We'll apply quite a bit of braking here as we approach Bolcombe railway station. Opened in 1841, of course, with the London and Brighton Railway, as we've covered before. It was repositioned to where it currently is in 1848, and it became part of the Southern Railway Group in 1923. Doesn't have platforms long enough for this train, so passengers in the rear couple of coaches cannot disembark here. They're going to have to move forward as we go to the far end of Bolcombe railway station. Lovely little village is Bolcombe. Here we go. We will position the train as far forward as we possibly can. There we go, 9 to 12. Bingo, bingo. We have stopped, and we will open up the left-hand doors and people can get in and out as it really has started to clear up here. We'll switch off the wiper for now. And I'm waiting for everyone to get off here at Bolcombe. 1 minute behind schedule. We're slowly making up a little bit of time. We are closing the doors as we head out of Balcombe here towards Haywards Heath via the Ouse Valley Viaduct, or the Balcombe Viaduct, whichever way you would like to say it. Again, on the Brighton main line here, covering the River Ouse in Sussex here. It is a beautiful, beautiful little viaduct. Actually, it is still raining out here, as a few little drips and drops as we head towards the viaduct. Made by the same architect as the original Three Bridges station, David Makata. The viaduct itself is 29 metres tall, 37 semicircular arches carry it, and they are 9.1 metres apart. It is a really rather beautiful piece of work, as are quite a few of the highlights here on the Brighton mainline route. They are absolutely stunning. And of course, as you can imagine, this was also opened in 1841. And then, just like Balcombe Station in 1923, it became a part of the Southern Railway network because of the Railways Act of 1921. Shortly coming over, the visual highlight, that is the beautiful Ouse River Valley Viaduct. Here it comes, around the corner. We can see the first two little tops, especially from down below in real life. It is absolutely stunning. You can park right up next to it on the left hand side on the road as we cover this beautiful old highlight of the Brighton railway system. And that was that. Next stop is Haywards Heath. We come around the corner, and there we can see, approaching in the distance, is Haywards Heath Station. Just like every other station, opened in 1841. Quite a unique history here, as well as is with a lot of the stations along the route. Of course, designed by David Makata, our lovely friend, because why not? We'll bring it right up here towards the end. Car park for the station there on the left hand side. It can easily handle 12 railway services. This, interestingly enough, used to house a few of the cross-country rail services, and it was the site of the first so-called slipping of express trains, which, as we load and unload our passengers here, we will go through what that means. Very simple. The big express train that would come down from London would stop here at Haywards Heath, and it would slip or split up into a variety of different coaches and smaller trains, and then they went onward to smaller stations. A couple of stations along the line still do that. I have had it before here at Haywards Heath, but also at Wivelsfield a little bit further up the line, where they split up the train, and one half would go to Brighton, the other half would go to Eastbourne. As my computer keeps complaining at me, we will shut the doors, we will switch off the wipers, as Haywards Heath is treating us with a beautiful, beautiful evening sunlight here, as it is actually quite dry. Little bit of power there to start to get going. We'll bring it up to 5 miles an hour as per usual as we go underneath the tunnel to leave Haywards Heath. The next stop is Wivelsfield. We come around the corner into Wivelsfield railway station in the aptly named World's End area of Burgess Hill. We'll ease off the brakes here a little bit, come in nice and slowly as we go through the corner. Wivelsfield itself is actually not here. This isn't actually Wivelsfield, the village. That's 2.3 miles up the road. They just decided to name it Wivelsfield after they previously named it Kemah Junction, which was on the Lewis line, which we will come through in just a moment, as that branches off towards the left for services towards Eastbourne. Of course, this was opened up in 1841 as well, together with the regular line, and then eventually it was upgraded throughout, and it's actually about to upgrade even more in 2020. The Department for Transport allocated more funding to upgrade Wivelsfield station here. Previously, it had one Gatwick Express service actually stop here during the morning rush. Now it's only a handful of Thameslink trains that run through here that stop all the way towards Brighton and all the way up to Bedford as well via London Bridge, or you can head towards Eastbourne. One heads towards Orr and one heads towards Hastings via Lewis, and we can see that Kemah Junction up there in the little tracks. Right after that, with about 2 minutes after that, is Burgess Hill main railway station. It is really rather close. We are good to go. Let's shut the doors. We are nearly running on time. There we go. Doors are closed. We are releasing the brakes. Little bit of power, get that traction going, and then it's pretty much one straight line now through Burgess Hill, Hassocks, the Clayton Tunnel, on our way to our final destination of Brighton. So if we look at Burgess Hill railway station, we are going to be about 41 miles and 39 chains down the line from London Bridge, where this previous train by our colleagues went through.
Brighton.
It is between the stations of Witherfield and Hassocks, of course, both stations that we are going to stop at and have stopped at before. Opened, of course, in 1841, just like everything else. However, the current station building is from 1877. Here on the left-hand side, we can see the railway line that branches off towards Eastbourne and Lewes. We can't pick up too much speed here, simply because we are actually really quite close to Burgess Hill. In November 2020, just like much of the line, it underwent a little bit of an improvement. A couple of waiting rooms were added on the northbound platform number 1, which we'll pass through later at very high speed on our Gatwick Express service. And in May of 2021, both platforms got repaved, repainted, making it look very nice. We can see the beautiful old station building up there. We better start braking, because it is really rather close. It is so close to Witherfield. Like I said, Witherfield is on the other side. This is more central Burgess Hill. Here we go, everyone. Entering Burgess Hill station. Only a handful of stations after this, under which Hassocks, Preston Park and Brighton. But first, we'll bring it to a stop. There we go. And the game will recognise it. We will open up the doors. This is Burgess Hill. It is 16:59. We are closing the doors. We are running bang on time with our evening rush hour Thameslink service out of London, starting in Bedford, of course. We covered a little bit of the route that's to the north of East Croydon when we started off today. This train, like I said, originates in Bedford, heads all the way down through Flitwick and Harpenden, then down towards Luton Airport Parkway, and then into London. From there towards St Albans City, King's Cross, St Pancras, of course. It runs through Farringdon, Blackfriars, along with City Thameslink in between those, and then it heads over towards London Bridge. It is a fantastic line. I love the line in real life so much. I've had the pleasure of doing the whole line because I have nothing better to do with my life than sit on trains for hours on end. It is actually really, really good fun. I like I said earlier in the video, I would love it if they did the tunnels through London and we can get this route all the way up to Bedford and potentially even all the way up to Cambridge. Would be nice, because it does branch off after King's Cross, St Pancras, towards Stevenage, Hitchin, Letchworth, Garden City, Royston and Cambridge. But we are headed south towards Brighton on the main line. Next stop is Hassocks. Alright, we are about to pull in to one of the most modern regional stations on the line. The next station is, of course, Hassocks. Opened, like everything else, do we need to cover it? 1841. However, it was redesigned a couple of years ago, actually. In 2006, the local community here in Hassocks was hoping to raise £2.5 million to redo the station. They couldn't quite get there. However, Network Rail did see their efforts as very, very valiant, and they upgraded the Hassocks railway station, which we can see here. These lovely looking modern buildings. They got rid of the original main building, and this is now Hassocks station. Through here, a couple of services. Of course, this Bedford service, which runs Bedford-Brighton, but also the service all the way down to Littlehampton via the south coast. Everyone, this is Hassocks. We are bang on time as we are about to pull away to Hassocks, and it's time for another beautiful highlight of the route. We are approaching Clayton Tunnel here as we leave Hassocks station. It is 1 mile and 499 yards, or 2 kilometers and 66 meters long, making it the longest tunnel on the route. as we head through the South Downs. We cut through it, and on the other side we will emerge into beautiful Brighton.
And
Construction of this tunnel started in 1839. However, approval wasn't actually given until, 1st of October 1840, but that's just here nor there a little bit. In 1841, together with the opening of the line, it was completed, and it took only 3 years to make. It looks really, really nice. It's protected on this side, and that's why we're looking at the south side. The north portal, it is turreted, it is castellized, it looks stunning. We're about to pass straight through it. You can see it there in the distance as the hills all around us get a lot higher and higher and higher as we head towards the South Downs, which you can see right ahead of us. We'll wave at our company train. Hello, good sir. The 12-length, full-length unit there. There is Clayton Tunnel. What a stunning piece of architecture there. We can see the little house there up top, which was added a little bit later. Also site of one of the biggest railway crashes in the United Kingdom, and that dates all the way back to the 25th of August 1861. Do read up on that. I like to keep things as positive as possible on this channel, so if you'd like to know more about the Clayton Tunnel crash, do have a look on that. It's quite the story. We head through this 1 mile, 500-yard tunnel, and on the other side we'll emerge into Brighton for our next stop at Preston Park railway station. We emerge on the other side through the South Downs. As you can see up there how high it is. Brighton, of course, being very hilly. As we slowly approach Preston Park railway station, we're 49 miles, 21 chains from London Bridge at the moment. Through here passes Southern Services, the Thameslink Gatwick Express. Doesn't stop there, of course, and a limited amount of the services that run towards Littlehampton as well. They go through the Cliftonville Tunnel towards Hove, which we will see on the right-hand side. Initially opened on the 1st of November of 1869 as the London to Brighton Railway was expanding, and that was mainly to cover the then ever-growing parish of Preston, which was, at the time, not even in Brighton. These days, of course, aptly named Preston Park is a lovely, lovely area of Brighton to go to. It's all become one as Brighton expanded north and is now one of the major cities on the south coast. Next stop, everyone, is Preston Park. You can see on the left there, the buildings of Brighton greet us as we start to slow down and weaving our way over the top of the hills here in towards Brighton, approaching Preston Park. 2 platforms there, island platforms, will greet us. It is quite the steep incline to get up towards the station. There is no step-free access here. It's really rather unique, and on the left-hand side we will have Preston Park itself. A couple of sidings there on the right-hand side. As you can tell, we are right outside the main station of Brighton. Dead up ahead is Preston Park railway station, and we can slowly see the taller buildings forming around us. Got a red signal by the looks of it up ahead. Maybe a little bit of visual perspective. We should be turning left here shortly, but first we will make a call here at Preston Park. As the lights come on, it is definitely starting to become easy. Excuse me, yellow line, please stay there, be careful. Platform number 3, this is Preston Park. We lock the doors as we head to the final calling point of this Thameslink stopping service from Bedford to Brighton. That is, of course, the Brighton main railway station. Speed is about to drop down to 40 miles an hour, so we will ease it down here out of Preston Park station. The main terminus of the south coast, Brighton railway station. From there you can change to services, many different services, towards Lewes, Eastbourne, Seaford as well to one side, and of course towards Hove and Littlehampton all the way on the other side. It's starting to rain a little bit again, drippy in Brighton here. Hopefully our colleague will go on the way. On the right hand side we'll be able to view the tunnel. There it is. That leads over to Hove. We'll ease off the power here as we slowly roll into Brighton. And we can see many of the sidings here and there for the various different southern trains as well. We can see one of our Thameslink colleagues over there on the left-hand side, waiting as well. Opened, of course, in the 1840s and designed by our lovely friend David. Thank you so much. This is definitely the heart of the south coast. Right on top of the hill, it's about 70 feet above the seashore, making it a fun little incline. It's about 0.5 miles there as well, nearly a kilometre away from the sea. Speed drops down to 40, and we've got a warning for 25 miles an hour as well. We'll take it nice and slow. Usually there's another train occupying our platform, especially as we are actually running on time. We've got another danger sign there as well coming up, flashing orange, single orange one. We haven't really covered the signals too much. We will cover that on the Gatwick Express service that we are about to do. We can see two of them ready there as well. Platform number 6 is going to be for us here at Brighton Main Railway Station, and then we can see the big massive canopy there ready to go. We can go straight in actually, which is really nice. Let's slow her right down as we come in here into Brighton Central Railway Station. Cool, we will start slowing it right down. What an absolute beautiful sight this protective building is. Platform number 6 here. We will kill the wiper off. We don't need it because luckily we have this beautiful roof and this beautiful lighting as we will shortly cross platforms over to go and pick up our Gatwick Express service, which we will then go all the way to the other side of the line up to London Victoria. We will slow it right down here. Be very careful here towards the end. There we go, we'll bring it back down 5 miles an hour, and that will do us very nicely. That was the Thameslink portion. We are stopped, the doors are open. Let's go have a look outside. We'll have a walkthrough of the train as well. We said that we would do that earlier, but here it is, beautiful Brighton station. Alright, let's shut her down, get her ready for the next guy. So we'll pop the brakes up to 100%, we'll put the reverser back in neutral, and we will take the key out. We'll switch off the lights there. Actually, we'll switch the lights to the red lights here on the front, the tail lights. There we go. Ready for its service back up towards Bedford. Ooh, announcements. So if you have a look at the train itself on the inside, beautifully modelled. Of course, we didn't have much time earlier as we had to catch the train straight away from East Croydon. First class section at the front and at the rear of the train, and that's only separated here by a door. We've got the system, the passenger information system up there, which is still showing Bedford to Brighton, if enough. Obviously something going wrong there. Bedford, Flitting, Harlington, and all the way down all stations towards Brighton. This is second class. It is definitely built for commuting all the way through. We can see our Gatwick Express services ready there on the left-hand side. We will head over there in a moment. This train keeps going all the way through. They've actually installed toilets now, which is quite nice. They didn't arrive with that as per delivery, and I believe the 8-length units might still not have them. Correct me if I'm wrong. But this is the fantastic Class 700 on the Brighton service from Bedford. We will head over to our Class 367, or 387 I think this is actually. It is departing right now, so let's go to the other side of the train and catch it. Alrighty, we are on board our next train. This will be the Gatwick Express service, calling at London Gatwick Airport and London Victoria only. As we can see, we are going to speed our way back up the line, skipping all the stations that we've covered earlier. We'll go through a little bit more of the history of the line, the bits that we haven't done, including Clapham Junction Station and, of course, the terminus London Victoria, which is what we all would like to see. And we will then have a look at the signalling system as well. Can I please go through? No? Okay. Let's go outside. Let's head to the front of the train. And there is the front of our train, the lovely Gatwick Express liveried. As you can see, slightly different look here. We haven't got too much to see. Let's switch on our safety systems here behind us, and then let's get going. We'll switch it all on. That's the noise that we want to hear. We will sit down and acknowledge it, and we are pretty much ready to go. Course 1716, we will lock up the doors and we are on our way. Still, we're on forward. Let's get a move on. We're on our way 20 miles an hour out of Brighton Station. We are on our way up towards London Victoria. View is a little bit less here. I do prefer the Thameslink services. They are just that little bit nicer. Let's ease off of the power here a little bit. So both trains have got a multifunctional thrust lever, so to speak. So we can give it more thrust there. We can put it into neutral and brake all by one lever. Nice and simple, very easy to use indeed. Right away, we'll pass our colleagues as we head up the railway system. We wave goodbye to one of the Thameslink as the speed goes up to 40 miles an hour. Let's talk about the Class 387 Electrostar, aka the Gatwick Express workhorse. Sometimes it also does local stations, don't ask me why. For some reason they've done this lovely branding on this lovely little train and then decided, you know what, it's not just going to be Gatwick Express, it's just going to do everything. So you will see them all around the southern services. Built between 2014 and 2017, 107 units were produced in 4-car EMUs in a fixed formation, but they are used all together. We are in an 8-car 2-unit train today, all connected straight through. Slightly different layout as we saw as we walked through it. A lot more doors, a lot more classic train style, less so commuting style, just like the Thameslink. Each car is 20.4 meters tall, or long, sorry, not tall. In total, that makes it 81.5 meters. It is 3.77 meters tall, which is quite nice. It weighs 170 tons per 4-car set, so we are nice and heavy today. Powered by 750 volts direct current, which of course on the third rail here, just like the entire railway. We pass through Preston Park once again as we head up. It's going to take us about 30 minutes to head up towards London Gatwick, and then about another 25-30 minutes to head through London and up to London Victoria. The really tall viaducts tell us, well, we already know we're approaching the South Downs again, and the slightly more boring side of the 1 mile 500 yards Clayton Tunnel, and there she is, doesn't look as good as the castle side, does it? It's pretty boring on this side. It's also the non-protective side, which is quite interesting. The castle side's got protective status, but they didn't bother for this side. As we once again pass through Hassocks Station, let's go with the signalling here on the Brighton main line. Pretty standard UK signalling, really. 4 aspect colour light signalling, some 3 aspect sections here and there. A couple of control centres as well. One controlled from London Victoria, that goes up to Stoats Nest Junction just north of Coulsdon, and then the other area from Stoats Nest Junction all the way down to Brighton, covered by 3 Bridges Rail Operating Centre, which we passed through and talked about a little bit earlier. Along the way we'll see the 4 aspect system, which we have seen quite a little bit. Green of course is what we've seen most of the time, which has been quite nice. It means clear. Double yellow means preliminary caution. That means the next signal is of course a single yellow, which is a standard caution, and that also, there it is. So let's slow it right the way down, because that means the next signal is going to be red. They come in quite quick after this, so we do need to make sure that we are nice and slow. I like to go about 20 to 30 miles an hour for these. We do need to slow it down quite significantly here. I'm looking to one side as the signals are demonstrating exactly what we are talking about. So the next signal we're expecting is going to be either a single yellow caution or the red signal. We can see it's a single yellow, which will mean that we are good to go through it, albeit at a slow pace. We'll keep it here at about 25 miles an hour, and there's the safety systems that are kicking into place to just give us that heads up, like, hey, the signal is yellow or abnormal. And there we go, it goes down to up to a yellow, double yellow, meaning of course the next one is a single yellow. We'll go put it up to about 40 miles an hour here in our speed, because that means if the next one is still a single yellow, we will slow it back down to 25 and we'll ease our way. We'll hopefully get a clear signal soon. Most likely a train ahead of us is slightly late, something along those lines. Through Burgess Hill we pass as well. It is one of the busiest pieces of track, of course, the Brighton main line, as we covered way earlier before at the start of the video. There we go, we got a green signal. Let's head back up towards 90 miles an hour. It might go back down to yellow, meaning we might have to slow down a little bit, but let's take advantage of the green signal. This was perfect timing. I love that, as it is nice and lightning and rainy in the southern part of Sussex. Through Haywards Heath at full speed, over the Ouse Valley Viaduct, pass by Balcombe Station, and finally through 3 bridges to reach a red signal here just short of Gatwick. And if we look up ahead on the line, we can see a southern service there is occupying platform number 4, which we will call at shortly as our one and only stop on this service up towards London Victoria. We're on the move. It looks like the southern service is in fact leaving, meaning we can call in towards London Gatwick. As airplanes rage over our head here on approach into runway 26 left at Gatwick. It's cleared up quite nicely actually, so we can have a lovely little look here at the station building, which we mentioned of course a little bit earlier did receive an upgrade in the past few years. They're pretty much done with it. Travel through Gatwick a lot of course. It looks really quite nice indeed. It's a lot bigger than it used to be. There is Gatwick Airport. We're only 8 coaches, so we will stop it here. And this is Gatwick. It is nearly 17:42. We will shut the doors on our class 387 as we leave Gatwick Airport bang on time. 17:42, off we go. We're going to head up north. First, we're going to see a few familiar features, and then on the last little trek of the journey, we will cover the various different safety features on board of our trains and the railway service. Up to 90 miles an hour we go as we pass through Hawley Railway Station, back through the Quarry Tunnel and around Croydon Station as we turn west towards London Victoria, and we pass through some of South Central London's even railway stations. Let's talk about some of the safety features finally that these couple of trains have here, of course very standard for the UK. One of them that we switched on earlier was the AWS, the automatic warning system. We hear it constantly. We hear the bells and whistles as we pass just right there through just ahead of the signals. Of course you heard it earlier with a horn sound when there is a caution or a stop sign, a red sign further up ahead, and that must be acknowledged at that point as well. The way it works, we can have a look down here. If we look down on the tracks right now, we can see just right there above the wiper the magnet. There is the ding, and that reminds us, hey, up ahead is a signal. We're doing maximum 70 miles an hour through here. We do need to remain vigilant because it's a very busy piece of track here headed towards Clapham Junction and London Victoria onwards. We must acknowledge it by pressing the AWS reset button, which on the standard keyboard is Q in the game, and of course we can see the little yellow sunflower as well on the AWS system here on the left hand side, currently completely blacked out as there's no issue, and that does pop up from time to time. If we do not acknowledge AWS, the emergency brake will kick in and the train will come to a stop. Speaking of stopping, the TPWS, the Train Protection and Warning System, that stops the train if we do pass past a red signal or if we approach a speed restriction too fast. Senses the overspeed, a pair of loops which trigger for the danger point. There we go, there was our dead man switch and the driver's reminder. Perfect, to make sure that we are still alive as well. So with the TPWS as well, if that triggers, it will also trigger the emergency brake all the way to the stopping point of the train, and then we can reset it ourselves. We've got the DRA, which you can see here is currently switched off. It's a red button, as you can see right up here in the cab, and that just prevents traction power being applied at that point. We can use that by setting it on when stopped at a red signal if we are at a terminus or during station work, and it just prevents any accidents really. And then once we are cleared, we can manually switch that off. A couple more things. We've got the cab radio, of course, in there, which we can signal to the signaller or the signaller can contact us for emergencies or anything like that. So the train is of course digitally monitored as well. And finally, we have got the dead man switch. So if we do not touch any buttons, no controls or anything for about 60 seconds, the alarm will sound. You've heard that throughout as well, and we acknowledge that as well. If we don't acknowledge that, the train comes to a stop. That is most of the safety systems in and around this train and throughout the lines, and mainly throughout the UK. To be honest, it's pretty universal all throughout. A couple more stops to go. We will pass through Clapham Junction. We'll look at that station in detail here in just a moment as we get closer. And then, of course, our final terminus of London Victoria. We have slowed right down due to some signals as we approach the busiest station in Europe. Now, the busiest, you might wonder how. So that's because London Victoria and London Waterloo both pass their trains through Clapham Junction, and that means between 100 and 180 trains either call or pass through this massive station every single hour. It's the busiest UK station for interchanges between a variety of service, and it serves both the South West Main Line and of course the Brighton Main Line that we've been looking at today. This station is absolutely massive. Hardly anybody leaves, though. Most people change from one train to the next. We're going down to 45 very shortly. In the distance there, we can see Battersea Power Station poking its funnels up as we've passed through Clapham Junction. I would name some of the other lines, but the map, including London Overground and everything else that packs through Clapham Junction there, is so massive. We will be here for the next few days if we do that. The next stop is London Victoria, the final calling of this train. On the way, we'll pass through Battersea Power Station, and Battersea Park, one of my absolute favourite places to hang around in London. We are about to cross over the bridge. This rail line goes straight into Waterloo. We are going to cross the Thames and head our way into London Victoria, our final destination. And then through our small window we can peek through Battersea Power Station right there. Absolutely stunning. If you are ever in London, it is so worth a visit these days. They have really done a splendid job at upgrading that amazing place into a commercial safe haven of which your wallet will know no bounds there, and I may have spent way too much money, but it does mean that we are approaching London Victoria Station. We can already see our double yellows there waving, ready for us, as our platform will most likely not be ready. And there we go. We pass straight through here. There we go. We'll likely have to wait for a little bit, but that gives me some time to talk about this magnificent station that's slowly popping into existence as London termini do. Southern Eastern and Southern operate their main services out of here. Southern Eastern, 4 trains an hour to Oprington, a couple of trains to Dartford, Ramsgate, Dover, Priory, Gillingham via Chatham, and Ashford International as well, all towards the east coast there, towards Kent. Of course, Southern here to London Bridge via Crystal Palace, the inter-London route, Epsom Downs via Sutton. I do need to pay attention here that we don't run the red light as we pass through all the posh apartments to our left and right, and we cross over the Thames here as well. Epsom Downs, West Croydon, Dorking via Epsom, East Grinstead via Oxted, Reigate, Bognor Regis, Littlehampton and Eastbourne all originate from here with Southern. And of course we are coming in as the Gatwick Express should come in on either platform 13 or 14 here in just a moment, and that calls at Brighton via Gatwick Airport. Let's have a look outside because we are nearly at an end. There is Battersea Power Station, obviously being simulated that it's under construction. Let's keep an eye on that we're actually coming to a stop, and Battersea Park there on the other side. To make sure we are stopping, it will be 20 miles an hour here shortly. As we roll into our stopping position, we can see another one of our colleagues just there up ahead waiting for his platform. So please do make sure you have all your personal belongings with you when we do eventually get going on this weird, rainy yet sunny, lightning stormy day from the south of the UK, Brighton up to London. We are nearly there. Signal signs yellow. The train ahead has slowly started to move. We will very gently ease our way in towards London Victoria as well, where here you can change on buses to a variety of different destinations all throughout the UK and mainland Europe by National Express and Flixbus. Absolutely fantastic. From the Victoria coach station across the road, you can also change to the appropriately named Victoria line down towards Pimlico or Green Park, terminating at Walthamstow Central or towards Brixton. Let's just apply a little bit of braking here as we come down the hill. There we go. We will just acknowledge our red signal there. You can also change here for the Circle and District lines, either towards Sloane Square or towards St James's Park, terminating at Upminster or Hammersmith via Tower Hill. The other way towards Edgware Road, Wimbledon, Richmond or Ealing Broadway. You have plenty of options here from this fantastic station. You can also walk over towards the palaces, which are just behind, about 5-minute walk, and the museums and the borough of Chelsea as well, up a little bit further. And of course Harrods, Hyde Park, you've got plenty to see here, plenty to do in around London Victoria. That is our next station. Well, after waiting for a good 5 to 10 minutes, the Gatwick Not So Express anymore service can now roll in platform number 14, as we can see up there, up in towards London Victoria, and I do believe that is our southern service there that just left on the right hand side, that has vacated the premises, ready for our class 387 to arrive. Well, comment down below what you thought of this route. I love this route so much. I play it all the time in my spare time, Brighton to London. It is phenomenal with the class 700 add-on, and of course the default Southern and Gatwick Express trains as well. A couple of mods were added in. Do have a Google. They are very easily available and completely free of charge, just to make sure you get the right timetables. It is absolutely chucking it down at London Victoria, but there we go. By the grace of the beautiful roofs here, the stunning concrete pillars. Oh, there it is. We arrive here onto platform number 14. We'll switch off the wiper. We will slowly but surely apply the brakes here so we don't come in like a mad woman. There we go. We'll just coast it in. Need to keep an eye there on our control handle. There you go, 5 miles an hour is a little bit slow there. But do comment down below what you thought, whether or not you've picked it up, whether or not you are going to pick it up. It is absolutely fantastic. And of course, what other train sim world routes or other train games would you like to see for a first look series in the very near future? I love playing train sim. Might become a weekly series if you are so inclined and you do like it. I find it very, very, very much good fun. Do like the video, and if you'd like to see some more, please do subscribe to the channel. Now, please make sure you have all your personal belongings with you. Take a good look around the train. This is London Victoria Station. Change here for the Circle, District and Victoria lines, as well as bus services from Victoria Coach Station. Let's try and not ram into the buffers here at the very end. That would be really nicely appreciated, in fact. If you've watched all this way, I thank you so much for watching. It is absolutely greatly appreciated. Thank you for the continued support. I know we are only a lovely little small community, but I absolutely adore seeing your comments and everything like that. There it is. We've come to a halt. Let's apply the brakes. We will open up the doors and let's go have a look outside. This is London Victoria. I thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like and comment, and for more Train Sim World I will see you soon. Thanks for watching and goodbye.